Oh, that glare is kind of bad, y'all. Let me see. It's still. Now I want to close my blinds because then it's going to be dark. Let me see if I bring it up. Oh, no, that makes it worse. Okay, I'm just going to leave it as is, y'all. Y'all can see my mug. That's all that matter. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me find my page. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Hey, it's been a minute. Hey, Charlie. It's been a minute, girl. Your sister done been through. You hear me? Okay, let me so I can read the comments. Hold on. Where am I going? Oh, Lord. Okay, my channel. There we go. Go. Yeah, so sorry about the glare. But if I close my blinds, it's going to be super dark. Sorry, I don't want to echo either. Charlie, how have you been? And how was your Valentine's Day sales? Okay, I think I got it together. I'm good, and you? Girl, you sure you want to hear my story? Let me get my coffee. I actually just really got up and about. I did miss you guys, but for the past 2 weeks, I've been going through like in my body. Oh my God. That sciatica, ooh, it had me wishing I had went through child labor, okay? Because I would have rather had a whole baby than to suffer the way I did with that sciatica for 2 weeks. But baby, I know Jesus got tired of me calling on him because I was calling on him. I was calling on him. Like, Lord, I know you can heal this body. I know. Just give me a little relief. Just a little bit, Lord. Oh my God. Whew. Man, I don't even want to think about it because it was bad. It was bad. And then actually on Valentine's Day, I really was trapped upstairs. Like I have a 2-story house. Because when I got up out the bed, I could not feel like on my whole right side. I got ready to get up, and I'm serious. Not making light of this, but I almost felt like quadriplegic because to just try to get out the bed, just imagine you only could feel on one side of your body. So I couldn't leave to get out of my bed, and then my bed is real high. Oh, just trying to get in and out of the bed was a struggle. And then it was Valentine's Day. My bestie had lost her sister-in-law, who was also, so it's a brother and sister that was married to each other. So my bestie lost her sister-in-law, who her husband's sister was married to her brother. So the death impacted, like it was like double. And then it was Valentine's Day weekend, and then one of the other young ladies that's in my village, it was like her birthday celebration weekend. So I just did not want to bother anybody. And then throughout all of that, a friend of mine that I've been friends with for about 30 years, she had not talked to her brother. Her family had not talked to the brother in about 3 weeks, and he lives around the corner in my subdivision because we all moved out here over 20 years ago at the same time, and nobody had talked to him. He wouldn't answer my calls, whatever. So I said, well, I'm not feeling good. I said, just give me, a day or so, and I'll try to go around there and knock on the door, with the police and everything. So I was able to manage to do that a couple of days later, and they could not do anything other than, to keep trying to go over there, to keep calling, to keep emailing, all of that. And they had to end up filing a missing persons report because he was single, he had no kids, he was transitioning in between jobs. Hey, Rachel from DTC. And to make a long story short, they filed a missing persons report. The police was able to check neighborhood cameras to see when was the last time they even seen his vehicles or anything. And that was like January the 29th. So everything was aligned in like 2 to 3 weeks. And so then after they filed a missing persons report, they went back over there, still no answer. We canvassing the neighborhood. And I live on a corner unit, but he lives in between, so neither one of the neighbors had heard anything, seen anything. So I just didn't get a good feeling when I left there. So I told my friend, I said, I just feel like your brother may be either in distress in the house or ill or maybe have self-harm or, just died in the house. And so they all live out of state. So I said the only thing that will be conclusive if I can have the mailman to check their mail kiosks, because we have to, all our mailboxes like in the middle of our blocks. So we get those weekly sales papers, and the mail is usually wrapped in there. And so there was about 4 or 5 bundles in his mailbox. And so then I just told his sister, I said, you guys, y'all got to come and break in this house or get a locksmith or something, because the police was saying that their hands was tied. And I guess we're so used to seeing them break in on these cop shows or TV that, you got to go through a lot of channels for them to just bust in somebody's house. So after I told them that, they were able to come last week. And when the police met the locksmith over there, and he had just passed away in his sleep. And he was like kind of young. Hey, Lisa, I would say I guess maybe 60-ish. But she said that he just looked like he was just sleeping and resting. Obviously, he must have had the cold or flu because there was a lot of cold medicine and thermometers on his nightstand. And it was a COVID test, but he never did take that. And I know RSV, influenza, A and B, and COVID has been very prevalent, and people have just been kind of reckless. And then our weather here in Chicago has been so bipolar. Hey, S. Marie, we have been going from 50s, 60s, then it dropped at night, 20, 30s. Then we had 70. Then the next day, we had snow. It even started snowing Saturday night after the event. And so I don't drive at night. So whenever I go to the city or somewhere out of my neighborhood, I have to spend the night or get a hotel. So I usually stay at my cousin's house. And it was a struggle for me to try to figure out, since that was my old neighborhood where I grew up at, I was familiar. And then her daughter came and helped me break down and trail me. But baby, it was so cold my fingertips because I didn't have no gloves. I mean, the snow and the cold just came out of nowhere. But so it was kind of rough for me for the past couple of weeks. Like I said, the death, me being ill, me being sick. And that day that I got stuck, fortunately, I had went to Ollie's before I got sick, and I had bought that giant bag of, and I need to go get another bag. The is mango and habanero popcorn, and I always try to keep a lot of water upstairs so I don't have to go downstairs. But yeah, so it was rough for me the past 2 weeks. And so basically, I thought I wasn't going to make it to the event. I said, well, Lord, this is the third event I've had to cancel since November, either due to weather or illness. So I basically just took what I had, and I had a lot. Oh my God, I had a lot of stuff. But it was good that was like I said, that was my first event, and I was glad it was in my neighborhood because my schoolmates, I had forgot them. They was like, is your name Verlinda? And I was like, yeah. And then they said, did you go to Army? Did you graduate from Proviso East? And I was like, yeah. they remember me. So it was like a reunion. They now have a very young mayor, so he's trying to bring businesses back to the community and just get to network with a lot of people. And I invited my friend that does the junk ties. When I tell you, everybody was at her table. The girl literally sold out. And we always had this joke. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the story in the Bible about Elijah when he was running from those that was trying to kill him, and God always had a raven to bring him food or whatever. So whenever she get down and out, or we get down in a situation, or just down to the last, we be like, girl, God sent that raven. And baby, them ravens came to her table. Mm, girl. That next day, man, we had us some church on that phone, because it's like sometimes we think that, God don't hear our prayers, but he really do. But he came through for her. So that was her first event as well. But I learned a lot. Uh I didn't. I put it to you like this. So shout out to Never in a Million and S. Marie. So that was my first time sitting down, like writing down, like my projected cost, like with how much each basket was, and I just said, hey, I'm just gonna take like $1,000 worth of merchandise. So of the 1,000, I only sold maybe close to four, but I was okay with that because, like I said, it was a good experience. It was a great networking. It gave me an opportunity to get out, and it definitely raised my expectation. And then because I had did everything in a hurry, what about my Zelle QR code? I uploaded the wrong one. My PayPal one, that was the wrong one. The only one that really worked was thank you, Lisa. The only one that really worked was my Cash App, which, guys, that is my first time using Cash App for people that I don't know, because I've heard so many horror stories, or I know friends that have had some really, really bad experiences, including my friend that was there, because her and her husband, they are pastors, and people had cashed out things to the church's Cash App, and it got hacked and their money was stolen. So I always was kind of like on the fence about doing Cash App with strangers, but everything was well organized. It was amazing. I like how they had the big screen and were kept promoting all the businesses. They had a great MC that was going to each table, just coming and making everybody comfortable. And then I didn't even know what to expect, so I had packed me. I packed my lunch. I had my fruit. I had my drink. I had everything. And they had like some busting food there. They had business workshops. It was just really, really nice. It was really, really nice. And it was just a community Black Expo. And it was really, really good. And I was just glad that I was able to get out. Then, like I said, people knew me, that I like my there was some deltas there, delta sororities that was there, and they did their little dance. So I sent the video to my goddaughter, and then when the ladies came around to our table, I asked her, did she know XYZ, and she was like, yeah. So then when I sent the video to my goddaughter, she said, girl, that is the president of our chapter. So I'm like, okay, another connection. And then another young lady that has a women's ministry, she asked me, did I have a daughter, which I only have a son, but she knew my goddaughter's best friend, who is a part of my village, and I claim them as my daughters from another mother. So she knew me. So I'm like, oh my God. So it was really, really good. It was fulfilling. Matter of fact, my truck is still filled up with all the gifts because I was so tired. And then I was going to leave my cousin's house early because that's about 50 miles away. So I said, I'm just going to pack up my stuff, go home, get dressed for church, and then go to church. Well, we messed around. She had me up late. I kept wanting to go to sleep. And so I messed around. I said, you know what? I'm going to church just like this with this jogging suit on, gym shoes, which our church, they they ain't really into a whole lot of like dressing up, whatever. And I said, because I know if I go home, it's gonna be some kind of way that old devil gonna try to trick me. Then I want to unload my car and all that. I was like, nope. I'm giving me some coffee and I'm gonna eat my fruit that I didn't eat the next day. And I'm gonna sit in my car until service time. And that's what I did. And baby, when I tell y'all, I guess it just hit me the fact that this time last week, I couldn't even walk, y'all. And it just hit me out of nowhere. I was so messed up, y'all. I was all over that church. I was just like the things that we take for granted sometimes. It just hit me. And I was just so thankful. Oh, God. I don't even want to start crying, y'all. I was just so thankful that I was able to get to church because I missed like 2 weeks because I had been bedridden. And, man, them people prayed me. Man. Even the praise and worship leader, she just started prophesying to people. It wasn't but a few of us there, but I was just glad I was in the house. I think I so needed the entire weekend. Cause I'm already a homebody, be in the house all the time, and I hadn't been out in like 2 or 3 weeks. And just to network with people, I don't care how much people get on our nerve. That's how God works. He worked through people. We need people as much as they get on our nerve. Lord, they do get on the reserve nerve, exhaust our grace. But it was just good to be out. It was just good to get with people. So this week, I'm just going to be like prayerful just to see what direction to go, because I did sell mainly for kids and men. I didn't have a lot of women baskets because I knew Mother's Day was coming. I didn't get an opportunity to do Valentine's Day, and I just wanted to try to see if I could move any of the inventory that I had already. A lot of kids wanted the Wicked, but the parents like, you got toys at home? Whatever. I was like, dang, I need this Wicked stuff to go. But shame on me because I have sat on Wicked a long time, but that just let me know I just have to start back working my social media. And that's why I always tell you guys it's kind of hard for me to find balance because I do the PR for, I have my own personal business, my personal pages, I got my business pages, I got my other platform, and plus I do the PR for my church. So I just figured out a schedule and a calendar for them. I did their entire calendar for the whole year. So now we just got to start plugging in. So I think I put them down for Tuesday and Thursday to be like, like it's been Black History Month. So that's when we've been posting cultural things and stuff like that. And then Wednesday, like I try to do some midweek stuff. Then, of course, you got your Sunday. So, and I got to remake flyers for communion, all the other stuff. So my issue is finding balance between business, personal, church, life, illness. So, girl, just whenever y'all think about me, just pray for Miss V. I'm telling you, because it's a lot. I know it can be done, but I just have to find my path. And a lot of times I want to come on live and do things, but I can't because I'm like in a circus trying to juggle stuff. So I might get a storage, y'all, because I'm so tired of looking at all this stuff, Lord Jesus. But so since Mother's Day is coming, I think I'll be able to make a lot more women things. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. And then at first I was getting despondent. I was like, girl, you have had this channel since 2015. You should be further with your subscribers, even though I don't really like focus on that. But sometimes you know how discouragement come whatever. Then I was like, V, you only know how to be one way, and that's your natural self. That's just me. I don't, and y'all, I've had these I love Jesus earrings on probably like for 2 weeks now, just to remind me I just got to keep my eyes on the prize. But I will be doing Mother's Day. I have quite a bit I could do for Mother's Day. I wanted to do some women items. It just wasn't any time, and I'm just glad I didn't, because like I said, I already have a lot of stuff, and I was glad that men came to my table. And then right before I was breaking down, a young lady's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's birthday is Monday. You have anything on here?" And I sold her. I did a men's. I think it was a men's spot kit. I used one of those boxes from Dollar General that had that sea kind of sea scenery, like it was different shades of blue. And I had purchased those big containers of the muscle soak and the 3-in-1 shampoos from yeah, the 3-in-1 shampoos from Ollie's. I made a teddy bear towel, and I think I had throws in there. What else I have in there? Loofahs. So she bought that. And then there was another man, he came and bought something. So I was really getting on the guys. I was like, "You coming up here looking for stuff for women?" I was like, "What about you?" I said, "You got your beard is all nice and groomed." I said, "See this basket right here? It's got beard wash in here. It's got bath." So I said, "You can't tell me that sometimes you come from work, you had a hard day. Yes, it's okay to take that quick shower, but sometimes don't your muscles hurt?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "See, this is muscle soak." I said, "And sandalwood." I said, "A lot of men like this sandalwood because they give you that masculine musk smell." And he was just, and guess what he was asking? "Can I use this box afterward?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you can." Man, so I did sell quite a few men items. I did retail a lot too, so they always told us to do suggested selling. But I just feel like men, they don't really pamper themselves. And some I think had like the candles in them. So you had a towel, a loofah, you had the 3-in-1 body wash, you had the muscle soak, you had what else was in there? Trying to think. So a couple of it was like two or three different tubes of different things like aftershave and the exfoliating for the face, different things like that. And then he said, "Well, take a picture of the back of my jacket and reach out to me." He said, "Because I don't really go to the stores a lot, but there's a lot of birthdays. There we have a lot of birthdays in my family, and I probably can just get some gifts." And then he said, "Do you have anything I can get for my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he bought something for himself and for his girlfriend, and we exchanged information. And even the people that didn't buy anything, I had made like a big sticker, a QR code of my social media. And I said, "Well, even if you don't buy anything, you may want something custom later. Just follow me on my social media." So they scanned that. And what else that I thought was really good? I did sell quite a bit of the items with the nostalgic candy stuff like the Junior Mints and the Barbie and the socks and Oreo stuff. So I did sell quite a bit of those. Um, then my mom friend. So I made a flyer saying, if you're in the area, come out. My mom friend, she had to be about 70-ish. She said, "I saw your flyer on Facebook and I just happened to be in the area." So I said, "Let me just stop by and patronize my girl." So she came and she bought something. Uh, what else? So I know social media is very powerful. Um, and a lot of people, hey Sabrina, a lot of people have been asking you to post like your business. Like now that I've been utilizing my business page, there are a lot of business pages that have given you opportunity to post your business. So I have gotten quite a few followers from other business pages on social media. So it was just a lot of lessons learned, and so I'm just gonna sit back and just give me a plan. And then there's another lady that I follow. She does challenges every now and then. It's basically on the crafting, but it could be utilized for basket making as well. So she did like a 30-day calendar, a 30-day challenge for you to post like different things for the month of March. So that's encouraging too. So like I said, I got my church's social media content down pat. So now I just have to do it for myself. But I know I need to make new content as far as my crafting, because I'm gonna probably have to shift after Mother's Day. I'm probably gonna have to shift with the baskets, because you know you got prom season, you got graduation season coming, and then so on and so forth. So that's what my crafts were really kick in. You know, making party favors, chip bags, stickers, buttons, fans, you name it. I even have my big 24-inch silhouette cutter. I haven't even taken out the box, and I really didn't want to, because I need to reconfigure my entire office. So like I said, it's always stuff. Then the contractor came up here and gave me estimates. Y'all, why did he back into my garage door? And I just had did a tune up on my garage door in December that cost me $900. They changed all the pulleys, they changed the springs, they did everything. And I'm like, not everything is out of whack. So he was just so apologetic, but he forgot that he had a tow hitch on the back of his van. So he thought he had clearance with his van, and it just buckled in the whole bottom panel of my garage. I said, "Sir," I said, "goodness and mercies was with you, because if my truck had been on this side, my brand new vehicle, you have a problem." And he was like, "Oh my God." He said it looked like it's new too. I said, brand spanking new. So, but yeah, that's my story, y'all. That's my story. So how did you guys do? Okay, Charlie said she did good with her Valentine's Day sale. How did you do, S. Marie, with your Valentine's Day sales? I know Hope, she did really good. She did really good with hers, because I did talk to her a couple of times while she was out doing her sales. But I need to go back and catch up on everybody's videos. I don't know if y'all can read my cup, but it said all things are possible to those who believe. Mark 9 and 23. So I have a whole collection. One day, I think I showed you all my mug collection, but I have one set of nothing but just scripture mugs. Yeah. Lisa, did you does everybody do street sale? I'm gonna check into street sales, but I've been out here like 24 years and I've never seen anyone sell anything on the streets. And I did reach out in one group to see if there were ladies in the Chicago area that I would say I would like to network with. Now in Chicago, because I'm like on the outskirts of Chicago, in Chicago, you can sell almost anything on the street with your, credentials, of course. So I would check, and I'm on the waiting list for the big spring craft show next month. So I'm gonna call them today and say, "Hey, have my name moved up?" And if she say, "Oh, we have an open," man, I'm gonna be pitching. Because I know my friend, she has a spot. She's the one that told me about it. So I just got to do my research. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm going to really try to network. I know two of my friends that have women's conferences coming up. They have vendor tables. And the good thing about this particular event that I did over the weekend, we had an option to pay $50 for our spot, or donate an item that was $50 in value. So I ended up doing two, because I had a basket and I had a pillow that I supplemented. So yeah, so I'm dreading unload my car. I really do not want to bring that stuff back in my house. So I got to sit here and try to navigate that. I have to go to the doctor tomorrow, but I would ride to the doctor with that stuff in my car all the time. I do not want to just dump it out, you guys, without a plan. So, oh God. Y'all pray for me because I got to do something. And see if the weather was a little nicer, I could work out there in my garage. But it's just been cold. It's just been cold. And then I'll have to like turn my heater on and all of that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't know. Girl, my girl. And then my like I said, my cousin daughter, she helped me. And you know, people do not, even when I was an event planner, they used to get mad at me because I was like, no, 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 because I'm gonna try to break down as early as I can. Like if I have charger place or whatever and there's access to water, I try to clean and wash my stuff as I pack it. But you know, people they just be trying to help and they just throw stuff everywhere. I had a bag for soil tablecloth, and I had one, you know, the ones that may have wet stuff. Then I had the one with dry. I don't care if I got home at 4 o'clock in the morning. If those things had stains on them or wasted sauces or whatever, I was going to wash those tablecloths that night. I'm just really particular of how I pack my stuff up. I don't want if it don't have to be nasty and I gotta unpack it again and then clean it and then pack it again. Mm. And they used to be like, girl, she don't like people. I said it's not that I don't want people to help, but just ask me, you know, where do I want stuff or how do I want it placed, and I would just take my time. And they're like, Miss V, you just girl. And then my one friend, she used to loan her stuff out. She get it back. You know, she ain't really check it. Then we get ready to do something. We got to clean. We got to wash or something is soil. You can't use it again. I said, see, this is why. And I used to rent stuff. So I wanted my stuff clean. And if they brought it back and they didn't clean it, they got charged. And I did that for about 15 years. So my car do not look nice and neat like it did when I went. But it was cold and I didn't care. I was like, girl, help me. Because when she came back, let me tell you how smart she was. When she came back with a big old bag and she came back with her own wagon. She said, girl, I figured 2 wagons, we can knock this out. I was like, girl, see, you my type of person. I'm headed to another Dollar Tree for the buy. Really? Girl, they got that at all the Dollar Trees I went to. They got all that Valentine's stuff at the door, okay? And then I'm gonna try to do this one haul. It wasn't. I didn't go in there to buy things, but I saw some ink pens. I think it's the ones like the Reese's, the Twisters, whatever. And so they rang up for $1, and I know I had at least probably $10 worth of stuff. And she said, your bill is $2 and something. I was like, huh? And she said, yeah, the pens was only a penny. I was like, girl, but let me go get some more. Because I knew I had other candy items that anything to try to get rid of these socks or whatever. And so, girl, there's like, yeah, somebody posted in one of these groups I'm in, there for just penny items alone, it was from probably like where the little pop area is all the way to the door. That's how long their receipt was for just penny items. And they was like, y'all, you guys are helping us when you buy these penny items. And I guess the stores that have told their employees about the email that it's okay to sell the stuff for 1 cent. But they trying to give away that Valentine's Day stuff because it's at every Dollar Tree. Because I was looking for certain items, so I went to about 4 or 5 Dollar Trees, and girl, every last one of them had that stuff sitting at the door, like by me, like here, almost ready to just put it in your hands so they could get rid of it. Which is good because years ago, Dollar Tree used to repeat the same stuff. I'm telling you. And if you have been a frequent shopper at Dollar Tree, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I guess since they're getting new items now, new inventory now, but you used to see the same holiday stuff for years in a row, especially when it came to that luau stuff, because I have tons. Because we have given luau themed parties since I can remember. My granddaughter, her 5th birthday was luau, and she'll be 18. So that's how many years had been repeating all that luau stuff. So it's good that they're, trying to get rid of this merchandise, because some of that store used to sit in them Dollar Trees 4 years. 4 years. But it's just a couple of things that I cannot bring myself to purchase with the new pricing. I cannot pay $2 for them plates and bowls, and when I can go to Walmart or another store to get them for cheaper, I cannot bring myself to do that. I cannot bring myself to pay $1.75 for a roll of ribbon. I have not yet purchased any aluminum pans for $1.75 either. So I've been going to like Didi's discount, like they'll sell a pack of 5, a pack of 10 for like $3 or something like that. So certain things I just cannot bring myself to purchasing at those. There's no way that those Dollar Tree plates are worth $2. No way. You got to use at least 2 or 3 to keep your food from falling off the plate. No, I can't. I cannot bring myself to paying $2. Now the little ice bucket things, the ones that had the silver beads, I did buy those for $2. Those were worth it. But that other stuff, nope. I'm gonna check somewhere else, like Family Dollar, whatever. But again, Miss V, do not need to bring anything else in this address for basket making. I need to, because I'm gonna have to pivot. I feel you. Yep. 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 It just I said no. That's one thing that they probably gonna have just one. I mean, it's not that you went from $1.50. You went up a whole what? 75 cents? No, Dollar Tree. Y'all lost me with that. Even though I really didn't purchase, because I usually try to buy my like decorative paper plates and stuff like when Target had their clearances. Any color you can think of, great quality. You get all the little coordinating. You can buy like a whole set: plates, bowls, napkins, balloons on their clearance for $2 at Target. I can't. I can have a whole sale right now on napkins, plates, spoons, forks. That's why I said I got to move into inventory, you guys. So I probably try to a couple on my goal list is to have like some virtual sales on my business page. What kind of sheet? I saw Chosen Show Dollar Tree had one sheet. You talking about bedding? What? Well, you can go to Didi. Girl, hush. Now Dollar Tree, y'all. No. I know. I mean, you could get some decent sheets at like Ross or Didi's, whatever. But I used to be a sheet comforter, like hoarder. Then I was like, girl, this don't make no sense because where you gonna put all this stuff? No. I narrowed that way down. I just invested in some really good sheets, some high thread counts, and when one is in the wash, I'm putting the other on the bed. Yeah, I got over that quick after I had storage issue. I had the matching towels, the matching rugs, the matching comforter, the matching sham. Man, if I had half the sense back then that I have now, man, I know I'd be a millionaire. And then when you retire, like for real from your job, baby, you get some sense quick. Ain't no, oh, I could work some overtime to get that extra money. Nope, that once a month is once a month. Now I like how my friend company does their pension, which I think all companies should be like that. My friend get her pension every 2 weeks. I get mine once a month. So I sit down that first week and I pay everything that I think is due. I don't care what the due date is, whatever, because that determines how I'm going to live the rest of the month. Are we going to splurge, or do we have to like pump the brakes this month? Because, guys, I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't know how February ended up being the month that all my annual bills were due. I'm like, how did I do that? Man, y'all, I was pulling out this little hair, okay? I'm like, how did I end up making all my annual bills being due in February along with my regular bills? But she was like, well, V, you got to look at it like this. At least you don't have to worry about the rest of the year. I said, I know. I know, but girl, just when you just start, right? Woo! Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Girl. So yeah, that's why I said I dealt with a lot in the past 2 weeks, and like I said, really those deaths. So I need to really call my bestie and follow up and see how everything went with her sister-in-law, and how's her brother doing. I have cards for them. I just haven't had an opportunity to stop by, but a lot of time I just put them in the mail, which people don't do, but just to get something in the mail, and it usually come like at that right time. And even though people are all around you, doing the whole, preparing for the funeral and stuff, it's after the funeral when you really need people. When the phone stop ringing, when the poor gospel bird chicken ain't around no more, poor chickens, and you really need people after that. And I need to also call my boss because she lost her son, one of her twins, to sickle cell. Matter of fact, two of my former bosses lost their sons around the same time. So I did send them cards to let them know I was thinking about them. And I said, kind of like when the dust settle, I'll give you a call. So I have talked to one, so I need to call the other. But I always try to send cards. And one thing I can say about Dollar General, they have the best cards ever. And they're not that expensive. And so I always just buy cards. I try to keep cards for all different occasions in my house. And I don't know if it's because I was a postal worker most of my life, but I always keep stamps and I always keep cards. I don't care what technology, electronic, text, whatever, because I think people abuse texting. But I will pick up the phone and I will put a card in the mail because I like getting cards. And I really don't talk a lot when I'm ill. So, I'll tell them I'll call them later or thanks for checking on me. But I like getting cards. I keep all of my cards. And one day, if anybody is interested, I hope very soon that I can get back to scrapbooking because I travel a lot and I need to get these things in these scrapbooks. I really do. So if you guys are interested in scrapbooking, at one point I was going to be selling scrapbooking kits, and I still may. Um, but yeah, I want to get back to scrapbooking. It's very therapeutic. It's good sometimes to go down memory lane, especially now that my first grandchild will be turning 18. And then mostly everybody, if you grew up in my era, you were used to going to people's house and they had the photo album on the coffee table or whatever. Now everything is in everybody's phone. So I like going to Walgreens or Walmart and just print the pictures out that I need for my scrapbook. So I have an external drive with nothing but vacation pictures or, like special service, like my ordination services or, when your kids are in programs or they get awards and stuff like that. So I want to do a scrapbook for, all of my grandkids and stuff like that. But my mom has all the old family pictures and she would not let me get to them pictures because so many of her pictures have been stolen. But I told her I want to do a blanket because I do sublimation. A blanket with like with all our loved ones that have passed away, like my cousin, my grandmother, her sister, her siblings, my mom, Yeah, but I miss you guys, and I know I'm just being chatty, but I haven't had an opportunity to talk to you guys, and I need to catch up on everybody's videos and lives, and I think the last one I saw, I was cracking up is when Miss Shawn had opened her adult gift from I think it was from Pooh. Oh my god, girl, I could not take it. I was laughing so doggone hard. That was so funny. How she was handling them toys and what she was gonna do. Oh my god, talking about she hopes she don't get pregnant. That's what my church mother and them used to say when they used to say we going on vacation. They would be like, girl, make sure you take your pill so you won't come back pregnant. They all 60, 70, 80 years old talking about getting pregnant. So that was funny. Oh, girl, Charlene, you right, girl. You getting a whooping. I just realized that was you. Yeah, that's my cousin. She used to be faithful to my channel. Oh, girl, you getting a whooping. I did, because I was thinking about you. And then when I saw you doing a t-shirt and you did a story, oh, girl. I did not recognize the name, but you right. You are in trouble, my little cousin. You are in trouble. So you best to be calling me before I call you, because you getting it over there, just showing out, y'all. Just showing out over there, doing her little stories and posting and making her little t-shirt. I was like, oh, she don't need me no more. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Nah, I miss you, girl. I miss you. We'll catch up, because matter of fact, I haven't talked to you this year. You can't hear me. Let me see if something happened to my volume. Hello, hello, testing, testing. No, it's on your end, because I can hear myself on the video. And I was just about to end the live, though. I was just catching up, letting them know how my experience was this weekend and my first event. But you guys, I probably do a lot. I do have a little mini haul, but I really haven't been doing any shopping, and I got to catch up on I got to catch up on Miss Classy, because I see she went to the store finally. The curse has been broken. I did catch a little bit of it, but I dozed off, so I got to catch up on her live. I'm sure you guys always have a blast on her Saturday lives. I did watch Bagged and Bold. I love her videos. I love because she give numbers. She's like my type of channel, because I don't know. I just like talking about the business aspect of it, because for years, even being a crafter, people, always talk about making this, that, and the other, but they never talk about, the good, bad, and the ugly behind the scenes, the dollar and the cents. And that's what we need. Because if you think about it, like in my era, most of them, they barely had a high school education. They didn't have no college degrees. There were no business owners in our family. So some of us are first generation business owners. Some of us are hobbyists. And there's a way to transition from a hobby to having a business. The credentials, how to get your LLC, how to get your S corp. All those different things need to be shared along with the exciting part. How do you get here? What do you do? And I used to talk about the business aspects of it, because I had to learn how to do all of that on my own. Yeah. And when I first started my business back in, what was it, 2014, a lot of people had promised that they was going to help me get my business off the ground and show me the do's and the don'ts. And my co-worker, she was an accountant, and she also had her own business, and she was the one that showed me everything. And sometimes it may be those of another ethnicity that help you, because sometimes our own people, we don't want to share. But you got to remember, knowledge is powerful. And you think about a bread aisle. Butternut don't care about being next to Wonder Bread or Aunt Annie's bread or Sara Lee bread. Everything don't have to be a competition. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a problem with sharing anything. Never. But you should have that one person that you can share everything with. That one person that got your back no matter what. The one. Some may be fortunate to have more than one. But that one. But we have to get out of that. We really have to get out of that. And sometimes to me, it's a turnoff. Well, if somebody asks a question, how you'll get such a rude response. That person, it could be such a genuine question. But because, so many people have that crowd mentality, they will respond back so rudely. Sometimes I feel led to respond back, and sometimes I don't. And I know in one of those groups, I said there should never be a time when somebody asks you how much I should charge, because I don't care. Pricing is difficult. It is difficult. And they always say, add your material. You know that's elementary, but you got, like me transitioning from doing baskets just for a gift to profit. I was stuck. Because I know I used to put a lot of stuff in my basket because I was gifting, and most of my close friends, I know what all their favorite things are. So of course they're gonna have a lot of stuff in their basket. But when you go from just gifting to profit, this is a whole new lane for me. So if I ask a question, it's because I'm trying to get an understanding of how to do this. It's not that I'm trying to take nothing from you, because one thing about me, I like to be different. I like to be unique. Yes, our LLC, I would get that inspiration from you, but I might not do it to the letter. I'm going to always try to put my own spin or twist on something. Be it basket, be it craft, whatever. But if I ask you, I'm trying to get an understanding. And I thank God that He have gifted me to be a visual person. Because once I figure out the mechanics of it, I can do it. I've been crafty since I knew what a craft was my entire life. My cousin that's on here would tell you this. Since she been on this planet, I think I was 14, 15 when she was born. She know I've always been crafty. I was scrapbooking when I didn't even know it was scrapbooking. When we used to cut out the Right On magazine or Michael Jackson, the brothers, the celebrities, whatever. I didn't know that was scrapbooking then, but that's what I was doing. Well, when we grew up, we had current events, so we had to cut articles out the newspaper or a magazine. But if somebody asks you something, now if they're rude about it, then I can see that. But sometimes it's so genuine you are. And sometimes these are the people that you meet on these platforms are the only people that they know that do what they do. Like me, like I said, I've been crafty. When back in my day, very few blacks crafted. So that's why when we first had YouTube, I used to follow the UK people because they scrapbook, they made cards. That's what I like to do. Or I watch a video, I don't even understand their language, but I'm visual. So yes, your material do factor, but your demographics factor also. So if I quote you a price and I say, oh, I'm charging $75 for this, you got to take into consideration, I live in Chicago, I live in the Midwest. Our price is going to be way higher than somebody that might be in Mobile, Alabama. or Carthage, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So yes, just put them on the path. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? I just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's just me. But if you reach out to me and you ask me something, if I had an answer, I'm gonna help you, because there are many times I cry because I didn't have nobody helping me. Not one person. I had to figure it out on my own, or like I said, just search and do my research on everything. I mean, I had to learn that about just using different media like cardstock, and when you make journals, you got to have a certain weight of paper. When you make this, you got to have a certain it. And all media is not created equal. All print settings are not created equal. So whatever you buy, you got to try it on all the different settings to give you the best for your money. If you buy a pack of paper and it's got 200 sheets of paper, you divide it by how much you spent. That's how you know how much you'll get, how much each piece of paper costs. That's how you have to do it. But we have to get out of that. I ain't telling her nothing. I mean, even with the sales, you say, well, I don't want to post, if they got this at Dollar Tree. It looked like it's saturated because we're all in the same community, but we all live in different air regions. Okay, most of the Dollar Trees in the South get stuff before we get it up here. So at least by you showing it, it puts me on the lookout. Because like them little bog bags, whatever, even with the SKU number, they were not coming up here. And I just happened to be in a Dollar Tree and I saw them. And once I saw them, I was like, I'll get 3. I don't really want to just buy a whole bunch of them because I don't really want to do a whole lot of Easter stuff. But at least I got to see them. I got to touch them. I got to see what the hoopla was. Because I told y'all on Poshmark and what is it? Mercari. I might be pronouncing it wrong. They were selling them back for $30. They not even worth $30. Empty. What God has for you is for you. I don't care. What God has for you is for you. And then sometimes don't just rely on these people. You got everything you need, access to everything in these phones. I get on my son, I get on my mom, I get on everybody. Google. They don't tell you. Google. Let me see. Faux bog bag. It's gonna come up. Or what's trending. So don't trip, but don't be a crab. Again, God is a big God, but God he worked through us. He worked through people. He worked through people. And like I said earlier, we may get on each other's nerve, but we need each other. We do. We do. So don't be like that. Don't be like that. You want to share, share. That's why I said be your authentic self. Because it's so hard trying to be somebody that you're not. Hey, Keisha Fountain. Hey, wrap it up, Mink or MK. But yeah, but I basically just got on here to tell you guys why I have been MIA and how my little event was. And like I said, it wasn't maybe a big monetary like a lot of other people, but there was so much value in me getting out and me networking and getting that experience. So I know what to look forward to. I would know how to be better prepared. And definitely, know kind of, add your little dollars and cents up, what you want, what your goals are. Because as far as crafting, with my crafting goals, I got that down to a science. But like I said, this whole basket making thing, it's all new to me. as far as doing it for profit. So I am learning, and I'm so grateful to be a part of the basket community. And like I would just say, the majority of the ladies in the basket community, I mean, they are the bomb. They are bomb, and some of this really is their gift. But I was like shocked for a minute, like, man, is this really the business that I want? And I've been kicking. I'm gonna say, make this confession. I'm gonna get off. I was kicking myself because I just got rid of a business where it required a lot of storage and equipment and stuff like that. And I said, how did I get so? Then I'd be telling Hope, it's your fault. Because I had a nice bit of inventory, but it hadn't taken over. And it's like I'm back to square one because I did event planning forever. I had a storage for 8 years. Hi, all the cards and gifts. And I'm like, Lord, him talking about the storage again? No. No, y'all. I definitely have to streamline this here. Because like I said, I want to get back to my paper crafting. And I got out of the event planning business just for this same thing. The event planning, I had to be out. I had to, go to events and stuff like that. Well, my paper crafting, baby, I could put your stuff in the mail or you could come pick it up. So especially those times when my health, was an issue. I mean, I had everything worked out with my mailman because I don't know if you ladies know, but with the post office, you can schedule a pickup. So if you use like pirate ship or whoever, if you have the ability to weigh your stuff and label it or whatever, or mail anything, if you go on the USPS.com on your regular scheduled pickup, they will come pick your stuff up either at your mailbox, at your door, your back door, whatever. And so those days when I physically couldn't go to the post office to mail my shirt orders or whatever, baby, I love my mailman. And so, but it's a free service. Now, they will charge you if it's not on your scheduled delivery day. But you can, as long as you schedule it before midnight the next day, you can do it. And many a times I had stuff sitting out there and he come right, scan and pick it up. Bam, boom, I get my notification. It's gone. And also, too, I have a video. I may redo it, but you can get certain boxes. You can get free, just the plain boxes from UPS. And if you have a thermal printer, you can get labels for free from UPS. As well as you can get boxes delivered to your house from the post office. Yes. Yes, so I will probably try to come live and do more, tips and tricks. I mean, I'm not the basket expert, but when it comes to, small business, just different things like that. But share the wealth, you guys. Don't be stingy. As they used to say, this mother at our church would say, don't be stingy. And she used to always say, pay attention. Pay attention, y'all. So if you see something and you see people ain't sharing, just envision it. Just try to okay, she used that. Okay. Yeah, I think I got something similar like that. Okay, that looked like just a regular old box from Aldi's or Sam's Club. Okay, look like okay. Wrap it on up. Yep. Yes, get the vision. Like the Bible say, write the vision on the wall, make it plain, write it down. Okay? Matter of fact, that is my motto. We make your vision a reality, because I do refer to Habakkuk 2:2 all the time. Thank you, Charlie. I'm gonna go catch up on your channel, Charlie. So I'm out, you guys. I'm gonna finish drinking my little coffee and make my little calls and check and see about this craft show coming up. And I didn't post nothing. See, here I go. I didn't post nothing on the church page for motivation today. Let me see if I can get a snippet from Sunday. And you guys know you can do like 60 second clips or snippets from any part of a video on your YouTube channel videos, you can do a 60-second snippet. I use them all the time and repost them like on our Facebook page and stuff like that for my church. I'm not the greatest at technology. I'm still learning, and my son is the bomb, but because I don't have an iPhone per se, he don't want to tell me nothing because I'm an Android user. I'm like, boy, my phone could do just as much as yours. Just tell me. I get there. I don't know nothing about them Androids. Like, boy, if you don't. And I only have an iPad because everybody, like my grandkids, their parents, everybody have Apple products. But and they always tell me, sell me an iPhone. They never can. Oh, you can't jailbreak it. You can't. Okay, sell me a phone, and they can't. So my phone do exactly what I need. Hey, I love my Android. And I don't have to delete apps to put other apps on my phone either. Apple is stingy with that data, boy. Now I gotta take almost everything off my iPad just to update it. It don't make no sense. Ugh. Give me my Android any day. I love my phone. Right, 100%. All right, you guys. I will talk to you later. Charlene, you better be dialing my phone this week, child, or you're gonna be in trouble. Don't make me come to Mississippi. Charlene, I do want to come to Mississippi. I gotta go to Pearl to Sprinkles. And then they were saying that the best fried chickens is at the gas station. Even though I don't eat a whole lot of fried food, but man, he be posting them chicken wings from the gas stations. But I do want to go to Pearl to try some of his cupcakes. Exactly. And then I like the new function in my vehicle now. You just lay it right there, and it just charge a phone for you and connect. Yes. So I'm out. I'll talk to you ladies later, and I'll go on your channels to see how everything went with your Valentine's Day sale. And I have a big announcement. I gotta wait. Hopefully this week I'll be able to share. It's something that I have been trying to achieve maybe for about 2 years now, and I finally hit that goal. So hopefully I can share it this weekend. But I'll be back. I'll be back live one day this week. Maybe even today. We'll see how the rest of my day goes. But thank you guys for chiming in. I know it's been an hour that I've been on this live. If you missed the beginning, please go back and watch the replay. And please make sure that you like and share and follow and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, Charlene, don't forget to call me this week. All right. Bye-bye.